What is going on, everyone? How the heck are we doing today? Hope you all are having a good day. Today is June 10th, 2025. It is 8:06 p.m. Hope you guys are all doing well. What is up, Metal Wolf? What is up, Dominic? And just really quickly, just want to give a shout out before we get started to the sponsor of the stream. That goes to GamerSubs. Thank you, GamerSubs, for sponsoring the stream as always. Get 10% off your GamerSubs order for the best ultimate energy supplement. Love it. Sugar free. Drink it all the time. Gamersubs.gg/noop. Use my code for 10% off. All right. So, hope everyone's doing well. Everyone hit that like button if you have not already. It helps the stream way more than you know. And I've started making the list here. GamerSubs do be hitting indeed. Is there anybody that we need to add so far to the list that you want before we get started? Obviously, we're going to give it a good 5-10 minutes just to let everybody hop in, let everybody know what's going on here. Of course, this is the long-awaited stream for Sukuna taking on the Villain Wheel. Sukuna is going to be going on a bunch of live random battles, and recently those have not been always going well. Samura actually did a pretty good idea. Mocked is a really good addition. I'm also going to add Zalatar because I love her. Or I forget how to say her name. She's one of my favorites. Frieza, I think, is just way too much. I have Funny Valentine on there. Nat, for sure. I need season 2 of Dawn to start, so to end, so I can start the manga. Just read the manga, man. The manga's art is so beautiful. You'll still appreciate the anime, I promise you. Do what you want. But yeah, no. I started reading. I'm almost done with Gaki Akuda. I think I'm on chapter 115, and I think there's 136 chapters out, and that anime is gonna start in July. So I'm pumped for that. Yeah, Frieza is a lot. Maxima, what's Maxima from? Griffith, I just have not read Berserk, so Griffith was something that I wanted to add, but maybe you guys will have to help me. Hisoka, I'll add Hisoka. I thought Meruem was okay, but I'll add Hisoka on there. We'll give Hisoka a chance. Chrollo's on there too. Madara, sure. Mr. Satan. Mr. Satan is crazy, but I'll put him on there. I saw, so S-Death, you guys are gonna have to help me with some of those. Kokushibo, yeah. Pain is on here. I've got Raditz on here as the DBZ stand-in. And I think Raditz might be too much, honestly. Alright, I'll put Griffith on there too. You guys just gotta help me with these. From Seven Deadly Sins, Meliodas, is that what that's from? All right, how many do we have so far? How many people? We've got 25. I think we actually might be good here. I think we might actually not add any more. We've got 25 already. So just to read the roster very quickly here, and we'll see if we can sub anybody in if anybody wants to vote to get anybody taken out. So we have Sosuke Aizen, Raditz, Meruem, All For One, Father from Full Metal Alchemist, Naraku from Inuyasha, Muzan, Dio Brando, Orochimaru, Doflamingo, Blackbeard, Chrollo, Alucard from Hellsing Ultimate, Pain, Kira Yoshikage, Boros from One Punch Man, Funny Valentine, Mocked from Frieren, Zalatar from Freeman, which I might just take Zalatar all out for what you guys are asking for. Meliodas, I'll do Meliodas. I'll swap Zalatar out. Mocked is much better. Baru, I love Baru from Solo Leveling, but I feel like, okay, and then we have, but we might have to kick someone else off. Then we've got, yeah, Mocked, Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins, Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter, Madara from Naruto, Mr. Satan, which is Hercule from Dragon Ball Z, S-Death from, I don't know who S-Death is from, Kokushibo's from Demon Slayer, and then Griffith's from Berserk. Baby with Cleave as like a little bonus run, a little freebie. Let me put Sukuna on screen here. Can I turn him around? I can. Cool. Esteth is from Kill la Kill. I haven't seen that. Yujiro Hanma, of course. Yujiro Hanma. Who can we take out here? Who can we take out here? We've already got Pain. Let's take Madara out, because I feel like Madara is another easy Naruto stand-in. We've already got Orochimaru and Pain. Alright, I think we've got 25. I think we're good here. Oh, Akame got kill. Not Kill la Kill. Sorry. Take Raditz off. We know he he clears. I guess that's fair. For who? Kumogawa? Who's Kumogawa? Medaka Box? I don't even know who this is. I am unfamiliar with Medaka Box's game. Sensui? Oh, from Yu Yu Hakusho? Sure, yeah, we can do that. Okay, I fuck with that. Sensui. Medaka Box is dope? Okay, say less. But yeah, we'll swap out Raditz for Sensui. Demon King Piccolo, yeah. I think Mr. Satan's a better... Need the strength and not DoorDash and save money. I need you to operate. I feel that, brother. Make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's what I just had for fucking Meliodas isn't a villain. Fair. Yeah, let's do Makima. We'll do Makima. Okay. I haven't been able to watch a stream since the last JJK chapter was releasing, so gonna be back. Happy to have you back. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, everyone hit that like button, and I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Yeah, I think Makima was a good addition. I think Makima was the best addition. Villain only, yes. For the most part, if you consider Mr. Satan a villain. But think we're good. We've got 25 W's. King Piccolo is already moon level. I feel like King Piccolo might fuck Sukuna up. I got All for One on there. We can include All for One Shigaraki on there, you know. Chainsaw Man's underrated right now. Nobody's talked about it since the anime is ended. Well, I will tell you, we do talk about it every week on the second channel, so definitely go check that out if you're looking for weekly Chainsaw Man content. That new chapter just came out, just dropped. So yeah, go check out the second channel for sure. Don't be scared. Link is in chat. Definitely go check that out. But we are about to get started. Does anybody have anything to bring up before we get started? Also, Jujutsu Kaisen, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Is Cristiano Ronaldo considered in this? I don't think so. We're gonna have to leave Ronaldo out of this one. This is Master Duel Coconut. You're not crazy. All right, let's get started, y'all. Yoru on there? Yeah, Yoru being on there would be good. 25. Who can we kick off? You know what? I don't know much about Boros, so we'll kick Boros off and put Yoru there. Throw Sojo or Kyora on there. All right, all right, all right, all right. We'll put Sojo on there. All right, we're done. All right, we're done. All right, 26, we're done. We're moving on. We're starting the wheel. We're about to roll it. All submissions are closed. Hold on, let me see if I can get the audio capture for the wheel. Everybody loves the wheel sound. It's important. All right, everybody, get your bets in. Get your bets in. How many wins is Sukuna gonna have by the end of the night? Usually we get to about 10 to 12 matches, depending on how long some of these battles actually do take. If they take a little bit longer to talk about, we may not be able to do a full 12 or 10, but we'll always end off on an even number and try to do the best we can. Hey, Kaisen, thank you so much for the $2. Said me versus Sukuna. Listen, I'll put money on you. I'll put that $2 back on you, and I'll throw it all on black. Wait a minute. Did you guys hear that? Did that play? Hold on. I tried to set up talk to speech for the donos. Hold on. Before we get started, I want to see if I can get that to work. I tried to set up talk to speech. Yes, oh my god. I feel like this, I don't know if anybody else does. I feel like I give Streamlabs permission every fucking time I log in here. On YouTube, yep. Super chats. Talk to speech should be enabled. How upsetting you're gonna be when you find out it's my voice. I would actually love that, Tiberius. If I could have you like say all of the donos, I'd pay you for that, for real. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
This is a test super chat message.
No, that doesn't play. I don't know why it doesn't do it. I'll have to look into that later. I don't know why it doesn't I don't know why it doesn't actually play the correct thing, but it is what it is. I don't want to get held up on it. I was just hoping I could do talk to speech for you guys because I thought that'd be fun, but it's okay. The world doesn't want us to have fun things. What else is new? All right, let's get back into it, guys. Leroy Jenkins, 3, 2, 1. Let's spin this shit. I like that energy, King Sage. Said someone donate to test it out. Let's just keep donating until we get a voice playing. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Sensui, right on top. Listen, Reventi, I apologize. YouTube does the stream ads automatically now. I gave that roll up to them. They do that shit all themselves. All right, let's pull up Sensui. This guy's from Yu Yu Hakusho. I believe he was added to the list. So whoever added this person to the list better step up right now and start letting me know how strong they are. Ayo, thank you for the $2, Isakai's in round 1. No, I don't think the text to speech is working. I don't think the text to speech is working at all. So you know what? I'll have to try and work on that later. I don't know why it doesn't work, but that's fine. We will survive. Hey, what up, DJ Miles? How the hell are we doing today? Hope you're doing well. Is it over for Sukuna or not? Sukuna is cooked. Sensui stands no chance. He's stronger than full power Toguro and has 7 different personalities. He is handsome. Need to refer to a Yu Yu Hakusho vid now. Let's refer to, let's see here. What does Versus Battle have Sensui at? Again, we always take Versus Battle with a grain of salt because 9 times out of 10, you guys see me crash out when I read Versus Battle all the time on stream because sometimes they're so fucking incorrect with this shit. But, you know, sometimes for easy shit like this. So, starts at large town level, ends the series with at multi-continent. Well, all right. Sheesh. That kind of changes the scenario dramatically. So Sensui is quite literally like immortal when it comes to Sukuna. This bro, like, he starts off with about as strong as Sukuna gets. Even if you want to wank Sukuna all the way to like city level, this guy is significantly higher when it comes to attack potential, when it comes to durability. Speed, they're relatively around the same because he's about massively hypersonic. And if you want to wank Sukuna to the highest level of speed possible just for generosity, you can give him lightning speed. I mean, you could argue just based off of him fighting with Mythical Beast Amber Kashimo, he should technically be lightning speed. Which is about, you know, Mach 300 plus to, you know, Mach 1200, somewhere around there, give or take. They're probably on the lower side of things. Massively hypersonic is anywhere from 100 to 1000. So we'll just put them just for easiness sake, we'll put them around similar speed. Now, what's Sensui's ability here? I think is the most important thing. Suffers from a terminal illness with limited time left to live. Otherwise, nothing notable. Common anime Chad disease. So he's got that going for him. We already know he's OP. Used mainly in his Minoru personality and elegant fighting style, said to be only available to users that master all forms of martial arts. Okay, so he's a hand-to-hand merchant. Focuses on blocking all enemy attacks with his arms and using his legs to counter. Okay, based. We love throwing around those kicks. Sensui gathers up a ball of energy and kicks it and spreads it out into multiple balls heading toward the opponent. As a Kazuya personality, he can use a gun arm which fires powerful energy blasts. The strongest form of energy, sacred holy energy that can only be attained through decades of training. It appears as glowing golden aura that he can manipulate and construct into a gold armor that augments his defense or into a blue armor that can augment his offensive strength. He can also raise his arm and summon a tornado in the process that envelops an opponent. If the opponent's caught, then she will be caught multiple times. All right, so you know what? I know Yu Yu Hakusho with the whole multi-continent planet level shenanigans that they get towards, you know, towards their ending series in the chapter Black. Even if we want to say that, like, okay, you know, maybe that's okay. Well, hold on. Able to trigger a highly destructive earthquake on a global scale, which resembled a magnitude 7 earthquake. All right, I mean, and so he should be at least twice as strong as that. All right, yeah, I gotta say he's definitely, all right, he's definitely stronger. He's definitely stronger without a doubt. Oh, hi, my babies. Hi, my babies. Okay. Hi, Sadie. Watch your head, girly. Love you. Hi, Harley. Hi, my Harley baby. Hi, my girls. Go lay on the bed, babies. Go be safe. What if we use Reddit for the best possible power scaling experience? Yeah, fucking right. That's a big joke. Thank you for the 5, Izakaizen. I appreciate that. What up, Mr. Negative? How we doing? The only attack he could save is World Slash. Okay, so that's really the only main attack that gets him because that does ignore durability. It just cuts in that area. So that's a really good point. I think battle IQ should be considered. That's very important, David. That is very important to always bring up. Hi, my babies. So as far as like intelligence goes, gifted the mastermind of the chapter Black Plot, which involved opening a portal to the demon world, manipulated the spirit world and human authorities, good leader, master martial artist, good combat strategist, and was able to predict Yusuke's movement in minutes within just fighting him. All right, so when it comes to combat, they're both severely educated when it comes to battle intelligence. So if we are realistically thinking about it, because the one thing that's important is cleave when it comes to Sukuna is a durability adapting ability, right? So let's start talking about Sukuna now, because now that we understand where Sensui sits, it's important to now give Sukuna his time to, you know, to shine. Sukuna, again, is probably just based off Malevolent Shrine and being able to handle, endure, and also output attack energy similar to the 200% hollow purple. It's pretty safe to say that Sukuna's strength is anywhere from town level to even city level, if you want to be completely and wholeheartedly, like, you know, pushing him to where he could ever potentially land. So again, if we're giving him the benefit of the doubt, let's say somewhere between town to city level is where Sukuna's actual attack power lies. Sukuna does have two abilities that are able to adapt to durability. Cleave, by actually making direct contact with the character, is able to adapt to that character's durability specifically and then cut through it. So even if Shinobu is giving him the benefit of the doubt, multi-continent, even if we're giving him continent, island, country level, whatever you want to say, Cleave, if Sukuna is able to get in close quarters contact with Sensui, which also to keep in mind, Sukuna does have 4 arms. So even though Sensui is a martial artist master, 4 arms is going to give Sukuna an advantage in close quarters combat. Dismantle is going to give him a big advantage, considering if alls that this man has is just a giant fucking gun arm. You know what I mean? He's just able to fire cannons of spirit energy, even though that spirit energy is tremendously powerful. They're both moving on similar speeds. They're both moving at similar speeds, so they're going to be able to keep up with one another. Sukuna should be able to dodge moves as long as Sensui doesn't catch this man off guard. Because if Sensui does catch this man off guard, it's a pretty good point that, yeah, completely possible that it's almost like, imagine like a spirit energy blast from this guy is like 3 hollow purples in one. Is World Slash actually durability negging? I would imagine it's mostly durability negging, simply because it spawns the slash directly inside of the person or inside the space that the person inhabits. So I would imagine it's almost like an ability that completely ignores durability. I don't want to say that it doesn't negate. I guess you could argue it's the same thing, but it's not like Yamato's, it's not like Virgil from Devil May Cry's Yamato that is able to cut through anything, including space itself. It's like World Cutting Slash is where it literally just appears and durability doesn't matter because that slash just rips in that space. So regardless of your durability, that World Cutting Slash is going to just spawn in your area and just cut you. So that is also a decent possibility. So Sukuna does also have a win con. No, I will 110% I will 110% argue to the death of me that World Cutting Slash isn't a projectile slash. It just appears in that specific space. I think there's multiple distinctions and multiple parts of the manga that show that it just spawns in. On top of that, Sukuna himself mentions that it's not he had to develop something that wasn't a projectile slash. Maharaga had the projectile dismantle that could go through Limitless, but Sukuna wasn't able to copy that. He had to come up with something completely different. But like I said, I don't want to get bogged down on how World Cutting Slash works, because that's really not the point of the argument. The point of the argument is that Sukuna does potentially have the ability to bypass the continental durability. However, again, when it comes down to it, Sukuna is able to imbue his domain expansion with Cleave. I don't know if we've ever gotten direct confirmation that he's able to imbue his domain expansion with World Cutting Slash. What I would honestly say, I mean, you have to consider the tunnel effect, right? I'm just kidding. But Guys, thank you for the vibe. I appreciate the dono. Appreciate that. What if Sukuna ignored it and moved on? Asked versus battle. Not necessarily. So the thing is, I definitely feel like the odds are in Sensui's favor, just because, again, he has a guaranteed one shot with every hit he has, whereas Sukuna is really only able to get a guaranteed win on certain instincts. And with these characters being similar speeds, as long as this character can pick up on the sense of roll cutting slash not let Sukuna make the hand signs, point, and chant, I think most likely Sensui does have better odds here. Now, domain expansion is tough because he can imbue cleave into the Malevolent Shrine, which means that the Malevolent Shrine cleave attacks will be able to cause damage to Sensui. So domain expansion does present Sensui an issue as well. However, again, if we're arguing that this man can just fire a giant spirit blast of the same kind of multiple times the power of Hollow Purple, does that matter? So I'm gonna put this one to a poll here. Because even if Sensui is able to fight inside of the domain expansion, you've got the fire arrow. Sukuna actually does have chances to win here. But again, Sensui is on a much higher power level, significantly. I'm curious what you guys have to say, and I'm curious what the poll ends up. Let's put this to a vote, guys. This one's not as easy. This one's definitely up for interpretation. Sukuna can just slash Sensui's arm off. Sensui gang rise, indeed. Sensui's got the odds so far, 18 votes. Would we let Sukuna imbue world cutting slash with the domain? Because he's never actually showed how to do it in battle, showed that in the actual manga itself, I'm gonna say no. Excuse me. Oh boy, this is the first debate and it took us 30 minutes to complete. The other one should hopefully go a little bit faster, simply because now that we have a brief understanding of what Sukuna can do, what Sukuna is capable of, now it's just gonna be, we don't really have to talk much about Sukuna, we can talk more about the other characters. So out of 25 votes so far, we've got 72% Sensui. That power advantage is doing big time numbers in the voting booth, that's for sure. Guys, get your votes in right now. Come on, we got 26 votes. We got over 60 people in the chat. Let's go, guys. Let's get your votes in. Make a difference. If you're Team Sukuna, let your voice be heard. He's not looking good in this poll. Wish Naoya upgraded to 60 FPS by making a binding vow where he makes the time he freezes longer and his opponent shorter. Hey, listen, honestly, when it comes down to binding vows, they definitely were heavily underutilized earlier on in the story. It makes sense why binding vows were only used at a high level by characters like Sukuna and Gojo, simply because we saw what happened when Miwa tried to ad-lib a binding vow. She ended up not being able to use a sword for the rest of her life. So again, like, it makes sense why we didn't just get binding vow after binding vow after binding vow, right? Like, it makes sense why only the top echelon of sorcerer is able to just, you know, improv a binding vow on, you know, on the fly and not, you know, lose something that is so tremendous. Miwa is a joke, but again, I think it's understated how difficult it is, especially under duress and in the middle of a fight, to come up with a binding vow just impromptu. Binding vows are the best and worst things in JJK. Had to nerf herself because she solos. Damn, I remember the Miwa memes. I remember when everyone was rooting for Miwa, when MKK was a big thing. I will never let y'all forget. I ain't letting nobody forget MKK. Y'all were crazy. All right, guys, we're going to give it another minute before we close the polls. Get your votes in. Right now, Sensui's at 71%. Sukuna's at 29%. It is not looking good. It is not looking good for Sukuna. First L of the day might be happening right here. Yeah, it seems like a Sensui win to me. Do you think we could have gotten the merger through a binding vow? I wish we would have at least been able to see what the merger was. I don't know. I think it could have been integrated into the story, but it's fine. I'm okay that we didn't get it. I thought of all things that would have been nice to have, that would have been one. But who am I? I'm not Gege. I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel. All right, we got the win-loss ratio up there. That was a good discussion, though. Thank you. Yep, seems like a Sensui win indeed. All right. Yep. The polls are closed. We got 37 votes, and Sensui comes in 72% as the victor. Let's give it to him. 0 wins and 1 L. Already starting off not good, Sukuna. Let's hope you can redeem yourself here. All right. X gonna give it to you. Yeah, literally. All right, y'all. Are we ready? Let's spin this wheel. We've got Kokushibo. Ooh, boy. Now, this one is kind of interesting to a certain degree. Go get your charger, Jackaboy, right now. So, Kokushibo Demon Slayer. When it comes to how Demon Slayer scales to Jujutsu Kaisen, normally, if we're talking the Demon Slayers themselves going up against a character from Jujutsu Kaisen, the Demon Slayers themselves are fairly weak when it comes to actual, you know, potential, actual attack, actual durability, because at the end of the day, they're regular humans. The, you know, magical effects and the element effects are literally just for show. They are just superhumans with breathing techniques. The demons, however, are a huge step up from the actual demon slayers themselves. Most of them are capable of reaching city block to potentially at upper moon to maybe even Muzan level, at best maybe multi-city block. I have seen a lot of people give the demons even higher scaling based off of things like Gyutaro destroying most of the entertainment district. However, I do believe that that self-destructive ability, destroying a bunch of wood buildings from what, like the Taisho, Heian, whatever the fuck era it is a significantly different attack potential move compared to someone from, you know, the modern era destroying a city block. We have to at least understand that these two things are entirely different, right? So while I've seen people give Gyutaro mountain level, I don't think that is the case personally. If you want to say that, that's fine. The Slayer scale to the demons through fighting them? Well, no, not necessarily. So I actually do, because you wouldn't say that just because, you know, Tanjiro, like you wouldn't say that just because Tanjiro beats Akaza, Tanjiro is able to swing his sword as hard as Akaza. Akaza definitely hits 10 times harder than any of the, you know, you know, 10 times harder than any of the, you know, demon slayers would. The difference is that it shows how much of an uphill battle the demon slayers are facing when they're going up against these demons, right? The demon slayers are so weak compared to the demons, but they're still able to surpass those odds and win. But anyway, either way, someone like Kokushibo, again, city block to potentially multi-city block, just based off of him being Upper Moon 1 and him scaling a way higher level of attack potency, durability, and speed to characters like Akaza, Upper Moon 3, Doma, Upper Moon 2, who is able to create giant ice attacks that are able to encompass entire city blocks. Kokushibo is one of the strongest, if not the strongest demon, right next to Muzan. So when it comes to attack potency and strength, he is right around, if not just below, Sukuna in actual attack potency. Again, he's definitely not, he's probably able to reach the level of a Stray Dismantle from Sukuna. Now, when you're talking Fire Arrow, Sukuna, or World Cutting Slash and Cleave, those abilities definitely surpass Kokushibo without a doubt. When it comes down to it, the real advantage that Demon Slayer characters have is going to be speed. Demon Slayer characters are on the way highest echelon when it comes to speed, when it comes to massively hypersonic. So even one of the slower Hashira Mitsuri is going to be, you know, way significantly faster than lightning. I mean, she's literally double jumping and dodging lightning in the air while already jumping, I'm sorry. So when it comes to speed, Demon Slayer characters are going to be significantly faster. Sukuna does have a benefit because Sukuna is one of the fastest characters in the verse, at least coming close to lightning speed. So yeah, Kokushibo is going to be way faster than Sukuna. And when it comes to Kokushibo using his high level of power, especially with his moon breathing and all of the benefits he gets from the demon blood demon art that he's able to imbue into his breathing technique, making his breathing technique a real power, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a significantly tough battle for Sukuna to go through, especially with Kokushibo being faster. So we're talking Kokushibo is able to use moon breathing on like an area of effect level, not just close quarters. Kokushibo is literally able to, conjure actual giant fucking shockwaves of energy with his moon breathing that literally destroy and cause damage to the entire temple room that they're fighting in. These attacks are able to be defensive just as much as they are able to be offensive. So when it comes to actual close quarters combat, forearms, dismantles, all that stuff doesn't matter when it comes to Kokushibo's moon breathing. Kokushibo is going to be able to dominate close quarters. And if you want me to be completely honest with you, I think some of the strongest moon breathing attacks should be able to clash with dismantles. However, the issue becomes when you throw things in like domain expansion, because while Sukuna isn't probably going to be able to get close enough to use cleave and go, and not that Kokushibo has higher durability or anything like that, if my man is able to slash and counter dismantle attacks, all of that stuff, he's also moving way faster than Sukuna, so he's going to be able to dodge every single one of his attacks. Sukuna's main goal is going to be Malevolent Shrine. Going to be using his 200-meter full range domain expansion with full cleave to cause as much damage to Kokushibo as possible. Now, here's the issue when it comes to demons as well. Sukuna, sure, has amazing reverse curse technique. He has got great healing, so he's going to be able to heal most of the damage that he gets from Kokushibo. But the problem is, Kokushibo is going to be able to heal just the same, if not better. Kokushibo's is going to be instant. It will never exhaust, never end. And on top of that, unless a actual Nichiren blade or a power of the sun is used to kill Kokushibo, he won't die. So this literally means the only way to win is for Sukuna to not only catch Kokushibo in Malevolent Shrine, but use the fire arrow and completely eliminate every single trace of Kokushibo. Because sure, yada yada, you can argue that the Nichiren blade is required. Unless it's sunlight, the demons won't die. If Sukuna uses the full domain fire arrow that quite literally uses all of the thermal energy to smother, combust, and completely cook and pressure cook and destroy everything within, everything inside that domain is eviscerated and sent to oblivion. Nothing is left inside of that domain expansion. So Sukuna's only win condition is hitting the Divine Furnace on Kokushibo, who is going to be significantly faster. The only hope he's going to have is Sukuna changing his domain conditions to trap Kokushibo, because if he doesn't, Kokushibo is going to be able to just escape the domain without an issue. 200 meters is nothing to a character of Kokushibo's speed. He'll be able to outpace the domain without a doubt. When it comes to battle IQ, they're both significantly centuries old warriors. I don't, if anything, you could argue Kokushibo might even have more combat experience, because while Sukuna was basically on hiatus for thousands of years, Kokushibo was present and alive and living for thousands of years. Why are we assuming he'd know to run? He doesn't know what a domain is. The thing is we have to give characters like this a certain level of battle sense, right? These characters are battling at some of the high, like Kokushibo's been alive for probably centuries, if not thousands, almost multiple centuries at this point. There is, in multiple cases, when it comes to battle shonen and fighting and not even in anime, just in outside media, like Western media movies, like if you're a strong fighter and you have strong fighting instincts and someone's about to open one of their ultimate desperation moves, pure instinct alone can tell you that you got to get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like it's just an instinct in these fighters to know that this guy looks like he's charging something up. I need to get the fuck out. Yeah, if some dude spawns a giant bubble of nothing around me or a giant shrine with slash attacks, and the thing is if Kokushibo is, you know, a high level of durability with regeneration, he's probably regenerating faster than Gojo would. So if Gojo is able to run, heal himself, and fight Sukuna inside of the Malevolent Shrine to try to escape, I don't see why Kokushibo wouldn't be able to. 200 meters is not that long of a range for people that are moving past Mach 1000 speed. Again, Sukuna would have to trap Kokushibo in the domain. The fire arrow is an insta win. The fire arrow is a guaranteed win con. Divine Furnace would win. When it comes to Kokushibo's win cons, Kokushibo is going to be in an uphill battle against Sukuna's reverse curse technique for sure. Sukuna does have one of the most massive amounts of cursed energy, to the point that he was able to use domain expansion about 3 to 4 times, I think, before he actually had to start breaking his brain like Gojo was in his fight against the Honored One. So when it comes down to it, Kokushibo is going to have to do a significant amount of damage, and it's going to take a very, very long time for Kokushibo to actually win. So let's put this to the poll. What do you guys think? Another one that we got to send to democracy. And when you guys ask if, like, why do I spend so much time on this, I like to give every character as much fairness as I possibly can. I like to get all of the explanation out and completely explain how all of these characters work, just because I want to have everyone have a complete picture in my head. You know, if you think Sukuna is gonna win guaranteed without a doubt, throw your vote in there, baby. Throw your vote in there for that Sukuna page. What about the Demon Cell stuff? Muzan uses that, but did Kokushiba have that throw? I think Kokushiba could turn people into demons. I think all of the upper moons were able to turn people into demons. Or maybe they were able to present people to Muzan to turn them. No, they could turn people into demons. That's an interesting win con, turning someone into a demon. The destroying your body, that I don't know. Tiberius, thank you for the $2. Fun fact, Muzan's canonically from the Heian era. I love that. See, I love when stories use the Heian era and they use historical context like that. Because then we can say dumb shit like that. Actually, let's say they met each other in the Heian era. They knew who each other were. I always thought Muzan gets dog walked by Sukuna, but after hearing this, I believe Muzan has more of a chance. I would never say that Sukuna gets dog walked by Muzan, but I would probably, if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably put my money on Sukuna. I would probably put my money on Sukuna, although one thing that a lot of people talk shit about Muzan, but a lot of people forget that, like, he was, you know, extremely nerfed for his final battle by the end. He was literally poisoned by Tamayo. He wasn't even showing his full power, and he was still working, like, all of the remaining Hashira that existed. No problem at all. He almost came out of that. Would it even work, turning Sukuna into a demon? It might. Muzan is boring of a fighter. Muzan didn't really have the greatest moveset, if you want me to be honest. Kokushibo has a cooler moveset. I completely agree. I think Kokushibo does have a cooler moveset. Muzan was just fucking tentacle merchant, bro. Muzan is just a worse Alex from Prototype. Yo, that's actually, why is that so hysterically true? That's the best comparison I've heard in so long, honestly. All right, get your votes in, guys. I'm gonna give it another minute before we close the polls. Looks like Sukuna is winning 77%. Kokushibo's coming in 23%. Damn. Yeah, I kind of honestly agree. Are you going off of a list? I came in on the first guy, but I blanked out between him and Kokushibo. Actually, we've only done 2 so far. We've only done, who was the last person that we did? Sensui and Kokushiba, and we are using a randomizer wheel. We're just spinning that wheel and seeing who comes up. Sukuna versus Yujiro Hama needs to be a death battle. True. What up, Iron Eyes? Yep, coming up on the end, we got 41 votes in here. Who's winning? Sukuna 71%, Kokushibo 29%. I think it's pretty obvious. We're not seeing any kind of difference here. Sukuna is getting this W. What up, Anime Darling? How we doing today? Hope you're doing well. Good for my man. He redeemed himself. He's back to even odds. He's no longer negative win-loss ratio. Do I think Sukuna would beat a job application? No, I don't think he would. I don't think he would pass the interview. I don't think he can be presentable. He wouldn't want to wear a shirt, and that's his first issue. He wouldn't follow dress code. Excuse me. I'm doing great, thank you. He just fought Kokushibo, that 1MF. All right, let's spin this wheel. Who's his third matchup going to be with? Who's coming in? Who's coming in? Who's coming in? Naraku from Inuyasha. Now, it has been a long time since I have watched Inuyasha, but from what I remember, Naraku is a fucking badass. I do need to pull up his versus battle to see where he scales, because I really don't know where Inuyasha would scale. But my man is basically just a fucking demon creating more and more demons. He's a fucking crazy motherfucker. Oh! Oh, all right. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe my man is stronger than I expected. So, just to be clear, we've got we've got continent level attack potency because Naraku is superior to Kirin, who stopped a meteor the size of a country. Is at least continent level, most likely considerably higher. At least massively hypersonic combat speeds and reactions, so he's faster than lightning time. While seldom using brute force, Naraku is around the level of physical strength that Sesshomaru possesses. He has proven himself capable of outright impaling characters with physical prowess comparable to Inuyasha. He is a genius. Naraku often outwits the whole cast thanks to his ingenuity of exploiting their weaknesses and getting a step ahead. The typical practice is sending proxies to do his dirty work and sacrificing them at the end. A brilliant strategist, his intelligence gathering typically offers him an edge in battle. He's vulnerable to spiritual and holy attacks, as well as Inuyasha's Meido Zangatsuhua. Any other weaknesses are gradually removed if possible. So, to give you an idea of Naraku, Naraku is someone that quite literally reincarnates himself. He's kind of like Orochimaru a little bit, where he constantly replaces his body and reincarnates himself in different vessels to slowly evolve himself and grow and grow into a more superior being. So like that's what it means by like any other weaknesses are gradually removed if possible. Every time Naraku fights and he loses for a specific reason, he basically just will hibernate, go run and hide, send his lackeys to go get a different body. He reincarnates into a different body and then basically removes the weakness that got him lost. You know, he's able to create illusions. He's demonstrated the ability to show others illusions. 3 methods to do so. The illusionary death spell grows a large tree with far-reaching roots. He can manipulate the minds of others. He can fuse his soul with others upon physical contract. He's very, I was gonna say that unlimited power. He's very similar to Kenjaku, but he's a lot stronger. The main thing that I remember about Naraku is he fights with miasma, which basically means he literally just comes and fights with a poisonous gas that's potent enough to instantly reduce average humans into skeletons. He has miasma stored inside of his body. He uses it to cover his entrances and exits, and he forms it like a cloud around himself while he flies. Naraku's body was filled with it. Anyone would get poisoned would make it. Now, Sukuna might have an advantage over this because Sukuna is the king of poisons. So Sukuna might actually be able to resist this. I don't know with how powerful the miasma is. I don't know if he would actually be able to withstand it forever. He'd probably have natural resistance, but like, yeah, you see, over time he turns it from a gas to an acidic liquid. Naraku's miasma has eventually become potent enough to melt entire mountains and wipe out the surrounding wildlife. Like literally, he's able to melt an entire mountain with his miasma. So like, it's technically acid at that point. That's a really good point. Like, at what point does, like, I believe Sukuna does have poison resistance, but would Sukuna be able to just fight in a mountain range miasma forever? I don't know about that. Naraku can form weapons out of his bones and bestow them upon others. These weapons generate barriers and spread miasma on their own. He has gifted various powers to his detachments. So the craziest thing about Naraku too is the reincarnations that he moves from. Also, they lived like, those are his lackeys. Like all of Naraku's previous incarnations are the people that he sends out to do his bidding. So like all of the powers that he gains in his previous incarnations, like he literally just says, okay, like you're your own person, you go do your own thing. Like one of the plots in Inuyasha is, I believe Kaguya is her name, I think. She is a previous incarnation of Naraku. No, not Kaguya. Is it Kagura? I think it's Kagura. Yeah, she's a previous incarnation of Naraku, and she literally a whole character plot line of hers is she wants to become her own person and stop listening to Naraku, even though she's an incarnation of Naraku. She's like, fuck this shit, I gotta listen to you anymore, bro. I'm gonna do my own thing. She's a cool character. But yeah, Naraku is insanely powerful. Like some of his powers that he gave to his detachments are soul stealing, flight, teleportation, illusion casting, mind reading, He can astral project himself through barriers. He can basically absorb other demons into his body and enhance himself to seek out even stronger demons and consume them for strength. Naraku can even fake being absorbed by an enemy and take over their body from the inside. He could literally absorb Sukuna and everything like that. He can shapeshift. Naraku will gain the ability to produce vines that dissolve barriers. Imagine Sukuna goes to close Malevolent Shrine and Naraku, because Naraku is literally fucking sprinting out of it and breaking out of it, and then Naraku literally summons vines that just break Sukuna's barrier. Yeah, he's got high-speed regeneration, so he's able to survive. The Shikan no Tama houses Naraku's soul. As a result, he will never die until the jewel is destroyed, and even if the jewel is shattered physically, it will persist on a non-physical plane since it is a crystallization of souls. However, unless someone wishes on the Shikan no Tama after its destruction, it cannot be restored, which would leave Naraku incapacitated. So yeah, literally, he's not only just immortal, but he literally is just able to regenerate everything. Liz, everyone, he's already. I'm just trying to make sure we all understand. Are we under the? Should I even put it to a poll? Are we all under the impression that Sukuna that Sukuna loses here? This motherfucker has one villain power from every big shonen series. Naraku's a badass, bro. Naraku's a cool ass character, man. He's a badass villain. So yeah, I just don't see how he's supposed to how Sukuna is even supposed to do anything. Like, the fire arrow might be the only thing that can guarantee win, or a world cutting slash, but again, Naraku is literally immortal. Even if you kill the body, as long as the Shikan jewel exists, which Sukuna doesn't even know where it is, it can be hidden on another side of the world. Naraku will just come back. So yeah. Is it just I think Sukuna is just L. He's not coming. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just an L. Thank you for the dono, Esoteric Dichotomy. I appreciate the love. Yeah, that's an L for Sukuna. All right. Damn. We would have thought, who would have thought we would be in the negative again so soon. All right, let's spin this wheel one more time. While we're waiting for the wheel, guys, hit that like button, please. We got 80 people in the chat. We got 28 likes. I know you guys can do better than that. Let's get to 50 likes. I believe in us. All right, we've got Blackbeard coming up, baby. Now, I need you One Piece fans to fill in the blanks for me here, because I'm not too concrete on where One Piece scales. So I'm not completely sure. But I'm just basing how a lot of you guys are saying, yes, Sukuna loses. Dear God, Sukuna L. Sukuna is cooked. Damn, I didn't know Blackbeard was built like that. I did know One Piece scales pretty high, but I didn't know this fucking Jamoke looking guy was scaling pretty high. What's he sitting at? What are we working with here? What we working with here? Moon level to small planet, faster than light. Oh my goodness gracious. He has the Gora Gora no Mi that was stated to destroy the entire world. Wow. He could maybe kill him with the World Slash. Let's see, durability, tanked many blows from Ace, took a point-blank Quake bubble attack from Marineford, Whitebeard, as well as a direct slash from Whitebeard's by Sento, withstood Sengoku's shockwave attack, and then engaged in an off-screen battle against both Sengoku and Garp, eventually emerging with moderate injuries. Blocked an attack from S-Hawk. He has bad durability, actually. Okay. This is going to be spicy because Blackbeard's strong, but Blackbeard always gets hit if Sukuna world slashes. 10 times you could beat him, but ultimately Blackbeard is stronger. Well, the thing is would Blackbeard always get hit by world cutting slash? Because if Blackbeard is faster than light, Blackbeard is moving like 10 times more times, multiple times faster than Sukuna can even react. Sukuna at best is able to have sub-relativistic reaction time just based off of his reaction in the middle of Toto's 50 times Vibra Slap fucking swap. Yet again, like, that even is still multiple times slower than Light. And again, that's still not including that Blackbeard is faster than Light. The big weakness of Blackbeard is that his Devil Fruit multiplies his pain, but he tanks dangerous hits. I mean, obviously, you know, we gave Sukuna Cleave earlier, and Cleave is something that is able to, again, you know, adapt to any character's durability. So again, domain expansion, Malevolent Shrine is always something that we would have to worry about when it comes to, you know, Blackbeard getting hit with. But if Blackbeard is faster than Light, and he's also, you know, he has powers like that, he's able to create quakes that are able to potentially destroy the world. Like, let's see here, notable attacks and techniques. This fruit allows the user to control gravity. He can use this ability to irresistibly pull the opponent to them, regardless in what state they're in. Oh, so he's literally just fighting Gojo again. He can nullify Devil Fruit abilities by simply touching an opponent and absorbing physical matter and energy, as well as attacks of any type by like, sucking it into darkness. And it can also absorb the abilities of at least one other Devil Fruit for personal use. It is not known whether more can be obtained in this matter. Blackbeard creates a curtain of darkness that can spread over a large area and suck everything into another dimension, crushing it. Bro, even if Sukuna went Malevolent Shrine, my man's just gonna create a black fucking hole. After using Black Hole, Blackbeard expels all the matter he sucked in, usually reduced to debris. Kurozu, also known as Dark Vortex, Blackbeard creates a gravitational pull to suck in an enemy towards him. Usually he can use his Devil Fruit canceling abilities on them. If we're to assume that we're equalizing, would we give Blackbeard Curse Technique nullification, or are we just going to say that that is just an ability he doesn't keep? Blackbeard debatably has observation hockey that could tell him to dodge. He already has augmented hockey that Duraneg. Yeah, if we're gonna give other characters the instinct to be like, oh shit, I gotta get out of the way, then I would imagine that the observation hockey would definitely tell Blackbeard that. Blackbeard has demonstrated the ability to take the ability of a deceased Devil Fruit user. Turns the user into a Quake human, allowing the user to create vibrations. This fruit's strength is that it allows the user to generate massive vibrations or shock waves that can travel through virtually any medium, including the ground, seafloor, even in the air. Literally cracks the air itself, sending shockwaves through the air in the direction it's facing. Pass through and damage almost any substance, tearing it apart. Can be sent into the sea, generating huge tsunamis. Yeah, Blackbeard wins, right? Just this panel alone show it. Looking at this, looking at what he's doing right here. What the fuck is Sukuna doing, bro? I've read One Piece. Blackbeard isn't actually faster than Light. He's got no speed feats. They're just doing that because they're comparing him to Luffy. Okay, I believe that Versus Battle does do that. It does say they're comparing him to Ace here. They're giving him faster than Light because he kept up with Ace without missing a beat. However, again, I don't read One Piece, and I know Versus Battle tends to be wrong, so. He has to be stationary and has to get close, plus Sukuna is far smarter combatively. The pick is him just getting that power. All right, we'll put it to a poll, since I see a lot of you guys coming up with multiple, you know, scenarios for both of them. So I will actually put this one to a poll. It's just glazing. I believe that. Versus Battle be lying all the fucking time, bro. They be lying all the time. He ate every single attack but one because of hacks. I believe that. This is what I mean when I say I hate Versus Battle. Blackbeard just looks dookie, bro. I don't care what anybody says. The main reason I'm not able to get into One Piece is because the character designs are so not my style, man. I find it hard to find these characters cool when they're doing things, but I could just be, maybe I'm fucking dumb. I don't know. I'm fucking lame. I don't know what to tell you. I have never, you know, had the feeling to want to get into One Piece, although I know One Piece is probably one of the coolest things in the entire world, and I would probably love it more than anything. I say Blackbeard because I can't believe Sukuna could survive the Gora Gora. Yeah, no, I think just based off of everything that we read so far, I think Blackbeard's got a pretty easy victory ahead of him there. I think Blackbeard should have, for all intents and purposes, every reason to win this fight that we just talked about here. I don't see what Sukuna's doing. Like I said, Sukuna casts his domain, and then Blackbeard just black holes everything, and Sukuna's cooked. He doesn't even need to worry about Sukuna's reverse curse technique at that point. Yeah, we've got 78% for Blackbeard, 22% for Sukuna. I think it's pretty obvious who's walking away from this. He's also one of the endgame villains, so the gap could just get wider. Why not go to CSAP? That's a good question. I respectfully disagree and give the W to Sukuna. Fair. Unfortunately, we live in a democracy, and this election is looking like it's going towards Blackbeard. Get your votes in. If you are Team Sukuna, this is your chance for your voice to be heard. Although it doesn't look like you have much of a chance here. It looks like the odds are skewed in your favor. Who's the W? We gave Sukuna the win over Kokushibo. Sukuna was able to beat Kokushibo, and that's about it so far. Let's give this one more second, guys. One or two more minutes for the poll. One or 2 minutes left. Get your votes in, but it's looking like Blackbeard's just gonna win. What up, Sheikah? How we doing? Happy to see you. Just tuned in. Who's the other two L's? So right now, our roster of battles was loss to Sensui from Yu Yu Hakusho, win against Kokushibo from Demon Slayer, loss against Naraku from Inuyasha, and now it's looking like loss against Blackbeard from One Piece. We are not doing well here. I thought Sukuna would actually do better, but he's either rolling bad, lucks, or he is just actually not as strong as we all thought. Really quick, guys, just for 1 minute here, we're at halfway point of the stream, and I am obligated here. Just got to give a shout out to the sponsor of the stream, gamersubs.gg. Gamersubs, awesome energy drink supplement, absolutely love it. Look, if I'll be honest with you, and I'll keep it quick. I love Gamersubs simply because it has no sugar. It's got a bunch of vitamins in it, like vitamin B, C, and D in it. And not for nothing, you can get caffeine free. It really, really helps when I am 2 p.m., 3 p.m. into my workday and I am tired. I drink that shit and it picks me right back up. Again, you can get some nice one scoop and I'm ready to go. 10% off your Gamersubs order. Use my code NOOP, 10% off. And not for nothing, if you need some recommendations, I like BBLGG flavor or JFJ snake oil. BBLGG is blueberry, JFJ snake oil is some apple cider flavor, but there's a bunch of stuff. So yeah, guys, use the link that I'm putting out there, gamersubs.gg/noop, and then use my code again, no operator. Oh, that's not. I messed that up. Embarrassing. But yeah, guys, I really, really like it. They just released their JoJo Stone Ocean flavor. Go check it out. It seems super duper good. So yeah, guys, if you're interested, go check it out. You get 10% off. Use the code NOOP. Get yourself some JoJo branded Gamersubs. They also have AFK, which is sleep supplement. helps you sleep. So yeah, JoJo's Stone Ocean Fruit, they got a bunch of stuff. Go support GamerSups. Go support the channel. The code NOOP, 10% off. Or you can get some free samples if you're a new customer. That being said, y'all, let's get into the next spin wheel. Who are we going up against next? Buy Guacamole Gamer Fart? Yo, that's literally what I was drinking earlier, Yahito. Literally was drinking Guacamole Gamer Fart earlier. Up against Pain? Oh no. I don't think this is going well either. I think this is just another L. I think this is just another L, y'all. It's not looking good. Yeah, dear God, just bad luck entirely, man. I'm 99% sure Pain from Naruto scales way higher than Sukuna, without a doubt. Chibaku Tensei, and it's GG. Yeah, I don't even think Malevolent Shrine would be enough. Sure, again, you always have World Cutting Slash. Cleave is durability adjusting. Malevolent Shrine is able to use Cleave. Sure. But we're talking like, you know, Pain is, at the very least, island level by being able to destroy all of Konoha with the almighty push. You know, possibly island to small country. So yeah, a Chibaku Tensei may even get him higher than that. So yeah, I think when it comes to attack power, when it comes to even speed, Pain is moving at an average speed of Todo's 50 swaps that Sukuna could barely keep up with. So yeah, I don't even think Sukuna stands a chance. Let alone even, yeah, let alone you can probably ignore all the other pains. Imagine if it was all 6 paths of pain. All 6 paths of pain, bro. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's just a no-brainer, man. That's just a no-brainer, man. Worse jumping than Jiraiya, indeed. Bro's got no chance. All right, let's just skip past that. There's literally no point of even talking about it. Let's move on. Bro lost. It's that simple. No. Well, let's just add another L to the list. Complete hypnosis. Wrap it up, Sukuna. GG, one of the best villains of all time. What made you think he wasn't already using Kyoka Suigetsu before the battle began? No need to even talk about Aizen. Indeed, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Hisoka? I'll be honest with you. I don't think Hisoka's got those. I don't think Hisoka's got that sauce. I don't think Hisoka's got that sauce, actually. I think it would be a very interesting character dynamic, and I think Sukuna would find Hisoka very interesting and fun. But I think at the end of the day, Sukuna's got the W without a doubt here. And that's simply just because Dismantle is a significant better ability than fucking Bungee Gum, bro, and Texture Surprise. Excuse me. Hisoka's extremely smart Hisoka's extremely capable. I believe Hunter x Hunter is on the upper echelon of like high hypersonic, so you could argue that Sukuna would probably be faster than Hisoka. Depending on where you scale Jujutsu Kaisen speed, whether you keep it closer to the bullet time, Mach 3 time, or you keep it closer to the lower than lightning or closer to lightning time. I would probably say that Sukuna being on the upper echelon of Jujutsu Kaisen is probably faster than Hisoka. And yeah, Dismantle is a much stronger ability than Bungee Gum is. I think they would have a fun close quarters interaction, and I think Sukuna would probably play with Hisoka the same way he would play with like Jogo. We haven't done Muzan yet. Yeah, he might just fire arrow him for funsies. Like, Sukuna would definitely play with Hisoka. Theoretically, Hisoka could get a buff from post-mortem Nen. Yeah, so, yeah, sure. Even if we're considering post-mortem Nen Hisoka, I just don't see Hisoka being able to survive things like Malevolent Shrine. That's the tough part. Even if you want to say that post-mortem Nen would give Hisoka the ability to, like, he gets cut in half and he can still put his body together with Bungee Gum because his body is basically made up of Bungee Gum and Texture Surprise at this point. I just don't see that being the case. I think Malevolent Shrine is an instant win con, without a doubt. Killua has lightning in his Nen, so Hunter x Hunter is at most lightning speed. So the only thing with that is Killua's Nen has been confirmed in the series itself to not even move at actual lightning speed. Killua, I think, said he moves a specific amount of kilometers per hour with lightning, but even Killua himself in the series mentions that his lightning isn't real lightning. It doesn't move at that exact speed. Hunter x Hunter is way faster than the speed of sound. Oh yeah, 100%. So the Hunter x Hunter is probably high hypersonic. They're probably in like the Mach 10s. No, even with God Seed with Roland, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that Killua doesn't move at lightning speed. I'm pretty sure Killua himself says that he doesn't move at actual lightning. I could be wrong. I'm willing to accept that I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty sure in the chairman election arc when he's trying to escape with Aluka, he says that he doesn't move at lightning speed. He specifically says he moves at a normal level of speed for Hunter x Hunter. He's on the upper tier of speed, 110%. Killua is, but he's not that speed of lightning though. No, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Ascent, I don't want to get bogged down on Killua's speed, but he gets a massive reaction speed boost. Gotcha. No, I understand what you're saying. The ability speed of lightning. Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying. I might be misremembering it. I'm sorry, I have to know now. I'm so fucking curious. Okay, hold on. Someone please explain speed of lightning as simple as possible. That's not what I'm looking for Reddit-wise. Hold on. I'm getting stun locked here, y'all, because I have to know. He's not even lightning speed all the time, only in his whirlwind. He is able to implement lightning into his whole body. Killua's running speed. Okay, I don't want to get bogged down on this. I'll look into this on my own time. Either way, Hisoka's not winning regardless. I just don't know why I have some. I don't know why I have something in like do you know when you remember reading something in the back of your head, and it's like gnawing at you, and it's like, you know this, but I can't remember. So that's really what it is. That's not, I don't want to, I'm not like, I'm always right and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I feel like I read somewhere, but like I said, we don't have to get bogged down on it. I'm probably wrong, to be honest with you. I'm probably just stupid. I fucking read way too many fucking series. Let's just give this one to Sukuna and move on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sukuna definitely wins, regardless of how fast Hisoka is. It doesn't matter. I don't see Hisoka fucking. And I exactly either way. Also, we don't even know where Hisoka would scale to post speed of lightning speed Killua. True. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it to it, guys. Let's roll again. All right. Sukuna actually got a second win. Okay. He actually got a second win. Will this be made into a video? The VOD will remain available. I will probably turn this into like a highlight segment. I'll probably take some of the best moments and maybe turn it into a stream. But the VOD will remain available. Going up against Father from Full Metal Alchemist. Your dad that never came back home from buying milk. I'm pretty sure this is probably a Sukuna win, unless I'm wrong. Father is literally God, so Sukuna loses. I just don't know where he scales wise, because I know Full Metal Alchemist doesn't scale that high, but I could be wrong. He does literally become close to God, but again, let me see here. We always take versus battle with a grain of salt, but it's good to get an idea. Oh, wow. Planet to potentially star level, absorbed the Earth's gate of truth and gained all of Earth's energy. Was stated that he could actually create planets itself and absorb the sun's gate of truth. Confirmed through Edward's research on the slabs, he found the false portal. After losing control of his godly powers, he's still capable of overwhelming Hohenheim, which still puts him at very least town level. And I guess they're going based off of the town level. Defeated Hohenheim off screen. Are they doing the town level feat just because they were able to absorb and destroy all of Xerxes with the Philosopher's Stone ritual? Because I don't know if that's is that the actual level of power they have. I think, you know what, I think town level is pretty fair for Father in the final fight, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Although when he was at his peak, planet to possibly star level, yeesh. It was the mini sun that he created. They're glazing him so hard. He becomes God, but he gets beat by a teenager. Well, I think, to be fair, right? I think it's very important to remember that, you know, Father was losing control of his power at the end of the fight. When he was fighting everybody, he was heavily nerfed and not being able to control all of the power that he absorbed. Although I definitely don't want to argue that, you know, planet to star level is definitely glazing. And again, I hate when we're saying that characters could create a sun or characters create a whatever and that gives them that level of power. Like, I can create a car, does that make me car level? I don't believe that. I'm willing to give town level. I think that makes relative sense. And when it comes to super, like, speed, severely low speed. I mean, supersonic speed, that's getting mollywopped even by most Jujutsu Kaisen characters when it comes to speed itself. I'm gonna go ahead and probably give this one to Sukuna. If I had to be honest, like, sure, like, he's able to use alchemy and is able to control alchemy without equivalent exchange, I'm pretty sure. But other than that, I would probably say Sukuna probably has got the advantage here, Pops. What level is Sukuna for this conversation? Forearm Heian era Sukuna, like peak Sukuna, the most peak Sukuna you can think of. Yes, he can definitely heal. Can Father regenerate? Yes, to a certain degree, I think he can. But he only has a certain amount of souls because he draws all of his power from the Philosopher's Stone he has within him. So Father can regenerate, but I don't know if he'd be able to regenerate throughout multiple malevolent shrines, right? The regen wouldn't be enough for Shrine of First. That's what I kind of mean. And I hate the sun creation feat. I hate the creation feats because that doesn't always mean that characters are actually that powerful. It just doesn't. And I'll fight that to my dying day. I'd be willing to give this one to, I'd probably be willing to give this one to Sukuna, but we'll put it to a poll. Just to be fair to Father. But I'm probably going to go ahead and say it's most likely, I'm probably comfortable giving this one to Sukuna here. I just don't think Father has enough that he'd be able to show. Roll slash is an instant GG. Father has 0 defense on it. And yeah, he's also... Father is significantly slower than Sukuna, completely. Give Sukuna the dub after the pain and eyes and thrashing. We don't give pity W's, okay? Father was tagged by Edward, so that's enough for me. True. Meguna could defeat Father. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Sukuna does need a W. He definitely needs a W. Wasn't expecting Sukuna to lose here. Glad to see Father's a weak little shit. Let's go, David. Talk your shit. Would Father even be able to see Sukuna considering the speed diff is more than enough for perception blitzing? 110%. I think Sukuna would definitely be perception blitzing Father. I don't think that's I don't think that's a controversial statement to make whatsoever. I think Sukuna would be able to take Father and all of the 7 deadly sins at once. Not to glaze too hard. Also, Pride is my favorite homunculus, by the way. Brotherhood Pride. The best homunculus of all. He's the best homunculus. No one beats him. All right, I just wanted to make that very clear. Pride is the best homunculus. Can most of his combatants see Sukuna since he's a curse? Yeah, no, 100%. Everyone's gonna be able to see Sukuna. I'm never going to want to, True, yeah, Sukuna isn't a curse. He uses a vessel. That's a good point. Pride. Greed is the GOAT. Coconut. You always get hit by the typing curse, and you're gonna try and say someone misspoke. Of all the people to correct someone. Sukuna would hit that Maki speed blitz on his ass? Probably, yo. Yeah, 33 votes, 85% Sukuna. We don't even need to see the poll continue. We don't even need to see the poll continue. That's a Sukuna W indeed. That is a Sukuna W indeed. Prodigy, Sukuna has lost a lot, actually, believe it or not. Sukuna has lost a lot. At this point, he has lost to, I have to say, I don't even remember how many losses he lost to. Sensui. He lost to, I don't even remember, honestly. He lost to Aizen. He lost to Pain. I mean, those were all obvious. He lost to Naraku. He lost to Blackbeard. said goat beard. Let's go. Guys, we got 100 viewers in chat. Thank you all so much for hanging out and chilling with me today. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It really helps the stream way more than you know. I sincerely do appreciate y'all hanging out and showing the support. We probably got, a couple more matchups coming in. But I think we have a chance. Sukuna does have a chance. Muzan is on the list. Sukuna does have a chance to actually even the score, even the odds. So let's hope for the fucking best, y'all. Who are we pulling next? Can we leave even? Nope, we cannot. I don't believe. I love how big Dio's name is on the wheel. It's actually hysterical how big. It's not looking good, Chief. It's not looking good. Dio Brando, otherwise known as Dio, in all fucking, in all caps here. In all caps here. Listen, Dio, I have to be honest with you, is probably gonna win. It's probably a GG's. It has to be for my man, just because Dio, if you're not familiar, most of you guys probably are, but Dio is most well known for Zaweldo, his stand ability that is known to stop time for up to 10 seconds. So before, and also Dio is faster than light, right? To be completely honest with you, based off most JoJo scaling, even though some people do not like the JoJo scaling, Dio should be faster than light. If Dio is faster than light, and not only does he hit harder than Sukuna, he's able to stop time for 10 seconds. Dio is literally able to just remove Sukuna's head during the time stop without a doubt. Punch a bunch of donut holes inside of Sukuna, and the worst part is the way that Curse Energy works. Curse Energy's biggest weaknesses are the stomach and the brain. Even if Dio doesn't decapitate Sukuna and Dio just opts for the donut hole through Sukuna's stomach, Sukuna's done, bro. He's not gonna be able to reverse curse technique. If Sukuna's entire stomach and mouth stomach just gets eviscerated, cooked. And even if you do want to argue and say Dio's like city block at most, again, the 10-second time stop and the fact that he can fucking just muda and punch a fucking hole through Sukuna, it's tough. I'm gonna have to always give Dio the W here. One domain would neg Dio. The thing is I don't know if Dio would ever get caught in domain. If Dio's stopping time, Malevolent Shrine is not coming close to touching Dio. The 10-hour Muda. Yeah, hit him with that 7-page Muda. Sukuna's not surviving that. We got to put this one to a poll here, just based off of how divisive this one is in chat. Yeah, I think Dio just has a direct counter. I would probably give my W to Dio all day, every day. I think time stop for 10 seconds, plus Dio pretty much already being faster than Sukuna outside of time stop, I've got to give it to Dio here. Dio is also extremely smart. Dio isn't an idiot. Dio was practicing to be a lawyer before he became a fucking evil mastermind. He's one of the smartest characters in the entire series. Bro spent the entire bit of part 3 just reading in the dark. How can it trap him when its effectiveness is in its range granted from there being an escape route? I completely agree, Prodigy. Now, we have argued that Sukuna can change the conditions of his domain to be a full-on barrier, but again, the world time stop is just not an issue. He would be able to cause enough damage to Sukuna to break the domain, just like Gojo does. I don't think there would be an issue whatsoever with Dio winning this. I don't think Sukuna has a chance to defend against time stop. Dio would win without times, even without time stop. Dio is a pretty strong combatant without time stop. I mean, he's got the fucking laser eyes, bro. Everyone forgets about the laser eyes. Dio literally can just touch you and freeze you. He will forget about part 1 Dio powers, bro. Part 3 Dio can still do everything part 1 Dio could. Part 1 Dio could literally just grab Sukuna and freeze him entirely. Dio would be bullying Sukuna like Polnareff. Damn, not like Polnareff, bro. Dio still has the Space Whipper stingy eyes, yeah. Stretchy arm and extendo fingers, bro. We've got 42 votes in here, y'all. 79% going to Dio in all capitals. 21% for Sukuna. Yeah, the banter between these two would be hilarious. That's such a good point. Such a good point. If I bring up Dio over Heaven, that's just bullying. Damn, bro. Don't even get me started on Dio over Heaven. Dio also has hypnosis. Dio and Sukuna both are old, so you know they're trash talking. Oh yeah, that would be an interesting character interaction for sure. I would love to see these two personalities. Do they? No, okay, I forgot. Dio is Toji's voice actor. I was like, don't they have similar voice actors? No, Dio is Toji. Dio over Heaven negs all of JJK. I think regular Dio negs all of JJK, to be honest with you. But yeah, 45 votes. It's without a doubt. Yeah, Dio gets that W. Dio gets that W indeed. And Deadpool. Yo, Deadpool versus Sukuna was one of my favorite videos that I ever did of all time. I don't care what anybody says. I know not that many people watch that video, but I had so much fun making that video. Talking about Deadpool was so much fun. I'm telling you, y'all. Go watch that video if you haven't already, I'm telling you. Well, first of all, go watch, if you haven't already, go watch my Sakamoto Days video. Because the thing is, the funniest thing about this video is so many people are commenting being like, hey dude, Sakamoto Days is still good. I love Sakamoto Days right now. This is a clickbait ass title for sure. I defend the tunnel effect in the video, but you don't want to hear that. Watch this video, damn it. But yeah, I did a video on yeah, why is Sukuna versus Deadpool weirdly close? That was such a fun video to make. Nah, like Dio and Deadpool have the same VA. Well, I completely took that conversation to a different topic, and that's fine. I'm sorry, but that's okay. I had a lot of fun making that Deadpool video. DP would troll Sukuna hella hard. But yeah, no, the tunnel effect is an interesting thing, but I think there are more pressing matters of the story that need to be addressed. More pressing issues and problems with the story. Like, why the fuck did we just have the Order show up for no reason? But anyway, let's not get sidetracked. I think we should have time for one more battle. We should have time for one more roll, but we'll see who we get. We'll see if it's actually a good discussion. Right now, we're at 3 and 6, so Sukuna cannot end even, but he might be able to at least end with a 40 to 60. It is S-Death. which I am not familiar with whatsoever, to be honest with you. I do not know much. But from what some of you guys are saying, she cooks his ass. She's got time stop, 2 time stop users back to back, ice and can freeze time. Oh, I wasn't familiar with her game. She made a continent blizzard over a few days. Oh boy, oh no. Let's see what versus battles has to say. What's Death cooking with? Large island level plus possibly continent level, consistently referred to as the Empire's strongest. Hold on, let me move Sukuna out of the way. Oh boy. Which would make her stronger than Purge Mode, Shiko Tasers, regular attacks, effortlessly one-shot, Tyrant, Tatsumi. Her ice powers can casually create 63 Ice Cavalry soldiers, while 10,000 Ice Cavalry soldiers combined can produce Ice Storm Commander-in-Chief. Up to multi-continent level with stored power. By storing power for several days, Death can activate Ice Storm Commander-in-Chief, which is this strong. Oh god, here we go with this fucking pixel count and shit. I don't got time. That looks crazy, though. At least massively hypersonic, much faster than Tatsumi, who managed to evade lightning and casually dodged a shot from mine. Effortlessly one shot, possibly kind of her ice powers can create. Yep. Range. An inexperienced Death could freeze a lake of this size, could casually freeze enormous enemies of these sizes. Thousands of kilometers with Ice Storm Commander-in-Chief. Gifted in general and a genius in combat, Death is extremely skilled combatant, renowned as the strongest soldier of the Empire. A dangerously capable strategist and field commander. Well. Kicked the man's face off. She kicked the man's face off? She dodged lightning, so she's faster than, so she's definitely as fast, if not faster than Sukuna. Yeah, she might be, sense auras and dodge an attack from someone invisible, able to sense when someone's spying on her. So overwhelming entire armies falter before her mere presence. The sheer pressure she admits gives her no openings. Knows every vital point, every crippling area, can keep her victims alive while ensuring they suffer agonizing pain. Yeah, this one's I don't know about this one, Chiefs. I think she might have Sukuna cooked on this one. She wipes out armies for fun. This is just chalk. Sukuna got thrashed here. And she's fast, country to continent. She made a continent blizzard over a few days. Broken ice powers. Sheesh. Damn, so it looks like she's just got him cooked. She's just as, if not faster than him, and significantly stronger. The ice is a huge advantage. Yeah, I think she's got the victory. I think just based off of everything, there's no one even in the chat fighting against it. So yeah. Oh no, that's not a W, that's an L. I almost did the wrong thing there. She's even more sadistic than Sukuna. Sheesh. The Akame got killed manga is wild. Fair. All right, we got like 12 more minutes. We'll roll the wheel one more time. We'll roll the wheel one more time. I like how everyone's like, it can't end like this, and yet most likely 9 times out of 10, it's probably gonna end just as badly. We've got Yujiro Hanma. And listen, I don't read or watch Baki, but let me tell you, I'm probably going to imagine Yujiro Hama probably has way more of a fucking chance than he probably should. But I'm gonna let y'all Baki fans help me out in chat and let me know who is cooking who here. I know Baki is just fucking ridiculous with all the memes that I see, and I know Yujiro Hama is the most ridiculous of them all. Okay? Let's see what Versus Battle says. Town level, likely higher, managed to stop a 6 magnitude earthquake with his fist? What? 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 Faster than Mach 78, so Sukuna would be faster for sure. However, if he's carrying town level punches, I'm going to have to imagine that outside of Black Flash, Yujiro actually probably does carry more raw physical fucking force. Holy shit. Gonna be the single most dangerous being on the entire planet, mastering virtually every martial art known to man, including ones passed through noble blood. Single-handedly defeated the entire US Army during the Vietnam War with nothing but his bare fists? Oh, so he's a special grade, no doubt. He lost to V1 from Ultra Cold, and he did lose to Garo. What are we thinking, Baki fans? What are we thinking here? Is this man able to survive Malevolent Shrine and beat the brakes off and literally punch Sukuna's head off? What are we thinking here? And that earthquake feat literally is far from a weaker Yujiro. Oh my god. He made every newly elected president aligned to him since Reagan. That's without the demon back too. If Captain America and Thor had a baby and that baby grew up to be a Godzilla killer. In terms of actual performance, Sukuna should clear. World cutting slash, boom, dead. Yujiro can apparently survive a nuke. He reacts to lightning without the demon back or even being serious at all. That's good to know. All right, well, this is another one we got to throw to the poll then. Is Yujiro gonna fucking kiss Sukuna? I feel like I saw that once happen in Baki. Like, what the fuck be going on in that series, dog? That series is crazy. If he gets close to Sukuna, he wins. But if Sukuna plays range, he should win. Okay. Yujiro's good at copying. Don't give him curse energy. He'll unlock a technique. Good lord, that would be wild. There's a statement in the Baki manga where Yujiro just literally gets stronger just from existing. That's fucking ridiculous. Yujiro dodged lightning while having his guard down with no demon back. He also had multiple carpet bombings when he was a teenager. Domain expansion is a mental ability, so it won't work on him. Is domain expansion a mental ability? I don't know about that. Yeah, both the Baki mangaka and his daughter are a special breed of crazy. I full-heartedly believe that. Thing is, Yujiro can visualize Sukuna's slashes and harden his body like how Senator Armstrong's nanomachines work. Right, I mean, Sukuna using Malevolent Shrine Cleave does adjust durability to Yujiro, so that is important to remember. However, I feel like what a previous chatter said, where it's more like if someone, you know, if Sukuna plays ranged, he probably has a good chance of winning, but if Yujiro fights close quarters, he could probably win. Hey, Tiberius, thank you for the gifted member. I just saw that. Thank you so much for the love, brother. I'm sorry if I was super late on that. Ayo, goes to Dion, baby. Good for him. Haven't seen him in a hot minute. Even if Yujiro gets in close, it's 2 arms versus 4, and plus Sukuna can regenerate. Very good point. Yeah, the reverse curse technique is big time. Reverse curse technique is big time. But I think it's so funny to me that, like, the poll is this close. It's 57% Sukuna, 43% Yujiro. It's insane how kind of close this is the closest poll of the entire stream, honestly. Sukuna easily just grinds Yujiro down. Range attacks don't work on Mr. Range attacks don't work. The closest poll into the guy that's meant to just be a normal human. I know, what the hell? Bro almost got pushed by a caveman named Pickle. They look like brothers or twins? True. Yeah, the output minimum town level casual punches is a crazy feat, bro. That is an insane feat to me. I can't believe that still. Yujiro would tank and open. Get your votes in, guys. I'm going to close the poll in 1 more minute. You have 1 minute left. Get your votes in. Yujiro's 41%, Sukuna's 59%. This can still change, guys. If you are Team Yujiro, get your vote in now, y'all. You have 1 chance. You have 1 shot to do right, and it's tonight. So go out there and show them that you love them before it's too late. That's what Eminem was talking about, baby. Oh, and it's just going more in Sukuna's fucking... It's going even more in Sukuna's favor. Oh, no. The Yujiro agenda is failing. It's falling apart. 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Looks like it's official. Sukuna gets the W. Just fucking barely, bro. Just barely. Sukuna just barely came out of that with the W. Could Yujiro dodge the world slash? I mean, we're getting some inconsistent speed feats here. I'm seeing, you know, high hypersonic. He was at best faster than Mach 78, but some of you guys are saying he was able to dodge lightning. I'm seeing some people say that that isn't true. He was not able to dodge the lightning. So regardless, I think it's safe to say Sukuna's faster. The fact that this was even close will never make me not laugh. Oh, it's hysterical. So so I don't want to get bogged down on this, but the slash sent to Maki was not the world cutting slash. I'm pretty sure it was just a fully incanted dismantle. We didn't see any hand signs when it came to that, but I don't want to get bogged down on that. Yujiro uses the world fixing reattachment, bro. I'm done. That Baki logic, though. All right, y'all. And that is gonna be the end. We do have a couple more characters on this wheel, so if you guys are interested in maybe doing like a part 2 to the stream and doing another Sukuna versus every single villain wheel, or maybe we could fucking throw it aside and do Gojo versus every other, you know, overpowered anime character stream or something like that. You know, if you guys are bored with Sukuna, because Sukuna kind of got rocked here, bro. At least we could end the stream with a W for Sukuna. Alucard's gonna get his ass whipped unless it's Schrodinger. That's tough for me to say because he's got so many souls. Glad this matchup was the one to end the stream. I agree 110%. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this stream, please hit the like button. It really lets me know that you guys love this stuff. That's the only way that I can know that you guys enjoy it. If you don't hit the like button, then I don't know if you guys like it. You glaze Alucard too much? Nah, I don't glaze Alucard enough, to be honest with you. What about the troll toll to get inside this boy's soul? Hey, yeah, yes, that topic idea you mentioned would be great for next time. Sick. If you were to do another villain wheel stream, which villain would it be? I really don't know. I really don't know. Maybe an Alucard stream. If that's maybe I gotta spread the gospel of Alucard for you guys. You know, I'm tired, boss. I'm gonna make my own JJBA explain video about how stands and feats work so people understand how they actually scale. Yeah, I wish, you know what? Honestly, I wish communities were more willing to different opinions. But honestly, nowadays, if you have a different opinion, you're gonna get cooked. It's sad. But you know what? I look forward to that 1MF. I believe that you have what it takes to succeed. I just hope that the crazy fans don't fucking berate you. Thank you for adding Yujiro to the wheel anytime. I know you were looking for that. I remember you were looking for that. I got 7 cross-verse enchanted blade wielder replacements. You should draft your own 7 and we can compare. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. That'd be kind of cool. I'd have to see. I do have streams planned for the next couple of weeks, but we could maybe work something out. That sounds like fun. I will get cooked, but I'll have fun with it. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. I love you guys all so much. I'm sending you that spirit bomb energy. It's 10:02 p.m. I'm gonna call it. Gotta take the dog to the vet a little bit early tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna get some snooze time. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. When's the next stream? Next stream will be on Wednesday for members. We're going to be reading some more Tokyo Ghoul Re. So all members, you will have a stream on Wednesday. And if not, we will probably have a guaranteed next stream on Friday, y'all. So look out for the Friday stream. I'm going to finish Gaki Akuda and we are going to have a full-on chat about how good Gaki Akuda fucking is. But yeah, other than that, guys, sending you that love, sending you that spirit bomb energy. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, a good rest of your day, and you accomplish all of your goals. Don't forget, I am sending nothing but love out to you. I'm sending nothing but love out to gamersubs.gg/noop. 10% off all of your gamersubs orders. And if you've never tried gamersubs before and you want to try it and you're unsure, you don't want to spend the money, go to gamersubs.gg/noop anyway. Use my code NOOP and you'll get free samples. Take advantage of the free samples. Try it. I promise you will love Gamersubs. Thank you, Gamersubs, for sponsoring the stream. 10% off. Use my code, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.